We are checking up on the Cyclone volleyball team, which is ranked 18th in the nation and off to a great start this season at 9-1. And Christy Johnson-Lynch, the fun part about it, among many things, is that you have 5 wins over NCAA tournament teams from a year ago. So you continue to play a high-quality competition,
Yep.
but your team's playing very well.
Yeah, I'm pleased. You know, it's been a pretty interesting preseason. We've tried a lot of different lineups. We've tried people in a lot of different spots, and we're still tweaking things. But through all that, I'm really proud of just the way they've continued to fight. It hasn't always been pretty. We haven't always, felt like that was the system we want to be in, but yet they continue to fight and just eke out some wins, some very close wins. And we've had several sets where we had to come from behind and almost make miraculous comebacks. And, that's been really, really neat to see, just their ability to kind of persevere and hang in there.
Always interesting to see how a team reacts after its first loss of the year. And your team responded very well after losing to UNI with wins against a top 10 Creighton team and then the host Wichita State, both NCAA tournament teams.
Yeah, great weekend. Exactly after coming off of UNI, you can kind of feel sorry for yourself about that, or you could just move on. And they moved on, and we played by far our best volleyball this past weekend against 2 very, very good teams. And some of the rallies that were happening, the defense on both sides, the blocking and defense for both of the teams we played this weekend were outstanding. And it was just great high-level volleyball. They were fun sets, more fun because we won, but fun matches. But it was, again, we tried another system. We tweaked some things, moved some people around, and so I think we're kind of settling on a lineup, and we're finding out how to use our people the best that we possibly can. And so we're getting there, and it's been fun. Trying some different things, and that journey has been fun.
What specifically happened lineup-wise to kind of click last weekend?
Well, I think the big move was putting Alexis Conaway, who's been a tremendous middle for us, moving her out to the left side, and it was a very risky move, honestly, and didn't know how it would pan out. But some of the things Alexis has brought to us all these years, we really felt like we needed out there all the time. And she's just such a great leader and competitor. She's a great passer and ball handler. So we really wanted to look at her playing all the 6 rotations, and didn't know how she would do offensively on the left side, but she did very, very well. She's a great blocker already, so that was natural. And then that meant that we put Avery Rhodes in the middle, and she started for us, and she had a huge weekend. Such an untested player, and she came out and was, freshman of the week for the Big 12, and was just incredible. So it panned out, this weekend, but we still have a lot of things we can work on, and we have a long ways to go. But we're at a good place, I think, and we're ready for conference.
And Avery Rhodes, to do that as a true freshman had to be very exciting for you as a staff. But how do you kind of know when that person's ready for that big spotlight?
I don't know if you ever know. She seemed to have been, in the last couple weeks of practices, really coming on. I thought early season she just didn't seem comfortable, but you could just tell in the last couple weeks of practice she was making plays, and she's such a great athlete, and you could just tell she was coming on. And so I just remember when I told her that I was going to start her the next day against Creighton, I didn't know if I would get, a look of surprise and fear, but a huge smile broke out on her face, and I could just tell she was excited and ready to go. There was not fear there. She was ready.
As you faced Wichita State the second day, and always hard to come back after that big emotional win the day before, but then you get into that second set, and man, what a marathon that was. That had to be fun to win that set and really take off from there.
It was such a great match, and we had to, that set in particular, I think Wichita State had 5 or 6 set points, and we had to just keep siding out and siding out and siding out, and they had to do the same against us. But we just showed a lot of grit. Just hung in there and made some great plays when it counted, and that was fun to see once again, for our players to just show some mental toughness. And we've had to do that so many times already. We've had to make these comeback against Pitt in the 5th set. We were down in 2 sets at Iowa, and we came back in both of those. Just showing such good signs of mental toughness, and we can't let go. We can't assume that we're exactly where we want to be, but that's a great sign if even early season we can fight through some of that.
You mentioned kind of tinkering with things, and part of that is that certain players have to adapt to different roles and maybe expand their roles. And you mentioned Conway being able to do that. Jess Shaven's been able to do that too, and she was the MVP of the tournament.
Yeah, she's looking better and better each week. She had her shoulder surgery in December and hadn't swung at a ball until June of the in the summer. So for someone who relies so heavily on their arm, outside hitters are all about arm swing. I mean, it's everything to an outside hitter. And so when you mess with that, you just never quite know how someone's going to come back. And she was a little rusty early August, and we didn't really want to talk about it much, and we didn't want other people knowing she was rusty, but she was. She hadn't swung at a ball half the year. So every week she's looked more and more comfortable. She's hitting with more power, with more shots. She is a great passer. That is part of her game, has not missed a beat, and I think her offense is really starting to hit its stride, and she feels good. She doesn't feel pain, which is unbelievable to me, that she could, for as much pain as she's experienced her first 2 years, that she would be in such good health there. So we're looking forward to just her getting more and more comfortable each week.
And one constant for you is Haley Hilligus, who continues to play well.
She's been awesome. She's a great defensive player. Her passing was a little up and down preseason. She's really figuring that out, and passed very well this weekend. And she's just steady, and that's what I've always loved, liberos that aren't necessarily flashy, but just consistent and steady, and every night what you're going to get, and that is exactly what Hilligus is. I mean, you can count on her, and that's what makes her great.
9-1 record heading into conference play. Big 12 opener at Hilton Coliseum Saturday against Oklahoma, 4 o'clock. Love to see a big crowd.
Absolutely.
And you get right into it, because after Oklahoma, it's on to Kansas, and yeah, here we go.
Yeah, if you look at the results across the board for the Big 12, there's a lot of good teams. Even the teams that maybe struggled last year are winning a lot of matches right now, and I think there are a lot of good teams in our conference this year. There always have been, but I think it's going to be even deeper this year. And I'm just excited to see us go up against some of the best teams in our conference, and I think we're more ready, more experienced. We're in a better place this year than ever before, and I'm really looking forward to battling some of the best teams and see what happens.
We hope to see you at Hilton Coliseum this weekend.